Well, I think really communication is the root. I mean, it's intertwined in everything. In that you can be a very strong technical expert, but if you can't communicate your expertise or you can't provide that self-confidence and that really shines through, people will question your competency or your really desire to see something through. And you do that through communication and your body language and the way you present yourself talks about that. It could start as easy as something, the way you dress, the way you speak, the tone, the inflection, all of those things are very important in their subtleties. And that doesn't mean you're a better programmer than the next person, but people see that confidence and they want to know that they're getting that level of expertise. Work and maybe even graduate work is really based around the technical aspects of that job, and they don't necessarily hit the root of communications and etiquette and other things that really will take you to that next level in your career. And actually, I've counseled people that says, you're a really good finance person or you're a really good programmer, but what you're missing is that when we go in and we have a meeting, that you don't speak up or you don't share your knowledge, or maybe the way you said that wasn't clear. And so I think that's up to each individual to really seek that out and look for opportunities, whether it's a speaking group or reading some books on etiquette and how best to interact with coworkers and bosses. I think those are all things that you'll likely have to seek out yourself.
Self-motivation is very important. Adaptability to learn is also very important. And combine these two and you have a deadly combination which basically tells you that you are motivated to learn and you are adaptable to learn any kind of new technology, new ideas, new business approach, new strategy. And once you adapt to the business requirements, you make yourself flexible to the needs of the organization. So these things are very important in order to succeed in an industry, irrespective of whether you know the domain knowledge or not. In my experience, I have interviewed a lot of candidates. I have hired a lot of them as well. Now, when I interview them, believe you me, I have never questioned them on their domain knowledge. I have always questioned them on their soft skills. One question that I always ask them is, tell me something about yourself which is not mentioned in your CV, which identifies you, which is one key aspect of yourself which is not mentioned in your CV. And many a times you won't believe that key factor helps me understand whether I should hire that candidate or not. A lot of times candidates spend a lot of time in writing what all they know, their domain knowledge, they know this language, that language, they know this operating system, they know this particular software, etc. in their resume. But when it comes to soft skills, they miss out on that. The industry people always look for some soft skill which is your key area, and then they try a fitment of that soft skill with their requirements, with their inherent culture. And that is what one key area which helps me understand whether I should hire the candidate.
I have been in the industry for about 6 years now, and during my 6 years of career, I've taken a lot of interviews, and because they lack the ability to communicate their ideas clearly, I had to give up on a few students because that is one of the important, criteria that we judge on. So I think it plays a very crucial role. So that is one thing which I look for apart from your, basic skill sets. And also the way you present yourself, the way your body language is. These are the qualities that we look for while hiring individuals.
In this fast-paced world, a rather competitive one, communication style, body language, etc. are considered quite important. However, it is the attitude which is even more important. Certain things like communication skills, etc. can be improved upon. However, an attitude is something you have grown up with. If you don't have the right attitude, changing the attitude is quite difficult, and an organization will not like to spend in changing your attitude. They may be quite open in investing in you by providing you the right training, the guidance, etc. However, to change the attitude, it is something which the candidate himself or herself has to work upon. And that is one area which is very important for any student, any candidate to have. The zeal to succeed, the passion to understand and know a lot of new things, adaptability, flexibility.
I think that a lot of the things that made you successful in your undergraduate studies are things that you should carry on. So just because you got that job or just because you had that education doesn't mean to let up off the gas. It's to continue to always excel, try to find ways to improve yourself, understand your strengths and weaknesses, and there's a lot of books out there on how to do that, and really look for those strengths that you have and continue to grow them, but understand your weaknesses and try to offset them.